Michael Jackson and Jimi Hendrix never met in real life. Their timelines just barely missed each other. But what if they hadn't? What if Michael Jackson recorded music with Jimi Hendrix? First, let's set the stage. Michael Jackson was no stranger to working with legendary guitarists. In fact, he chose them. Back in 1982, when he was recording Thriller, Michael wanted a sound that would stop people in their tracks. Enter Eddie Van Halen. Michael's producer Quincy Jones called Eddie up to lay down a solo on Beat It, and Eddie, always up for a challenge, did it for free. That solo? One of the most iconic in music history. Michael sang. Eddie shredded. Pop and rock collided in a way that had never happened before. And Michael wasn't done. In the early 90s, he brought in Slash from Guns N' Roses, another guitar icon, for songs like Black or White, Give In To Me, and even live performances. Slash became a staple in Michael's concerts, often rising from Fog on stage to duel it out with Jackson's dance moves. What if that next call had gone to Jimi Hendrix? Imagine Michael, around the time of Bad or Dangerous, working on a song that needed edge fire, a spiritual storm of sound. Hendrix, known for bending reality with his guitar, would have been the perfect fit. Unlike Slash's razor-sharp attack or Eddie's precision, Jimi's playing was pure emotion. He played like he was channeling something otherworldly, like his guitar wasn't just an instrument, but a voice. Imagine a song that starts with a slow burn, Michael humming over a haunting Hendrix riff, maybe in the style of Little Wing. Then the beat drops. Michael snaps into a verse, dance kicks flying. And Jimi? He's floating across the track, soloing like smoke rising from a city street. The bridge hits, and Jimi bends a note that sounds like a siren. Michael whispers, then explodes into that signature scream. And in that moment, pop rock, psychedelia, soul, all become one. It could have happened. If Jimi hadn't passed in 1970 at just 27 years old, and Michael hadn't started working with guitarists until the early 80s, there's a window.
I remember this distinctly. I got a phone call from my manager saying, Michael Jackson is trying to get in touch with you. And I was pretty starstruck, you know, it's like, really? In a way, you get that feeling of like, I guess I have arrived, you know? And so I had them give him my hotel number, and he called me up in my room, and it was that voice, you know, on the other end of the phone. And he said, I'd like you to play on my record, you know? So I was like, okay, you know? And I went down to the studio, I went to the record plant in LA, and I met him there, and he was with his date at the time, which was Brooke Shields, right? And he just said, nice to meet you, this is Brooke, blah, 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 we're gonna go to dinner. And that's how it started, and just left me with the music, and I had pretty much free reign to do whatever it was that I wanted with the music they gave me. We had a relationship based on that sort of kind of professionalism for me to just have the freedom to do my thing, and he sort of accepted that.